Hi, I'm Alec Benjamin, and I'm here chatting with Milky. So I just put out a song called Paper Crown, and the song is about somebody who builds a metaphorical castle out of their insecurities. And I wrote the song actually when I was like 17 or 18, and I wrote it and delivered it to a different record company, and I actually got dropped by that label. They released me from my contract, so it was only out for like a few months, and I feel like it never really got a chance. So lately I've been feeling like I should release it officially, even if it's 10 years later. So I did, and now it's out there. What I think I'm most proud of about the song is that even 10 years later, I still feel comfortable singing it. Even though, like, there are things here and there that maybe if I was writing it now, I would change. But I don't know, I feel like it's like a bit of who I was back then that's like preserved in the song, so I don't want to change anything. But I'm definitely I think one of my main goals is to make music that I'm like proud of when I'm 60, and I'm happy that I'm still proud of it now. That was something that I wrote when I was 18. I'm 28 now, so that feels good, because I would like for my songs to withstand the test of time, and the only way to know if they really will is to look back on them when a sufficient amount of time has passed. So I guess that one ticks the box for me. Well, we've only been here for like 18 hours, but I would say my most memorable moment so far is walking back down to the Opera House. Is pretty cool. We did that yesterday. And then, I don't know, just like when the plane lands and they're like, welcome to Australia, it's pretty rad. It's cool. My parents are actually coming to the show too. They've never been to Australia before, so they're flying in today. They just arrived, so I imagine when I get to see them and they're also like at the venue watching me perform in Australia, that would be pretty cool for me. It's nice that my family gets to join me. I was hoping to tour Australia in 2019, and then I moved the tour to 2020, and then obviously the pandemic happened, so that wasn't possible to do the tour. So I think that what they should expect is just a lot of really excited, happy energy that I finally get to see. I get to see all the people that I wanted to see for so long, and I feel like it will be sort of a, I don't know, it's gonna feel great. I don't know, it should be pretty euphoric, I guess, because I've been looking forward to these shows for a long time, and I feel like the same is true for the people who listen to my music who bought tickets. I think they've probably been waiting to see me for quite some time, so I'm happy for that. I think that's it's an invaluable connection that you make with people when you get to see them one-on-one. And also obviously there are parts of a show that are premeditated because you're playing songs that you've written before and then you rehearse them, but it's not when you see a TikTok, everybody sees the exact same thing. And when you have a moment that's a live moment with an audience, it's you have a special connection with the people who were there in person, and you can't recreate that moment, and it's real. And for me, that's why I got into music. Social media for me is a means to an end to get in front of an audience. So you reach people so that ultimately one day you can come to these markets and sell tickets and connect with people. So the most important thing for me is playing live shows. I have to make a new album already, so I'm but when I start making it, I'll be excited. But it feels like the whole thing is, I'm happy that it's back to the grind again, that it's the sort of the rinse and repeat. I feel before I didn't really get the opportunity to kind of do things the way I wanted to because of the pandemic. So now I'm happy that, it's taking actually way longer than I thought, which makes sense now that for the world to sort of straighten out and sort of get used to the new normal of being done with COVID, and so now I think this next album will be it will be a little bit easier to promote than the one that I just put out, because it's I can finally come here. Most of the places in the world are open, but 2023 is gonna be a lot of new music, a lot of writing new music, a lot of releasing new music. I have some songs that I wanted to release that I wasn't able to get done and put out this year, so I'm gearing up to put out some new music in January, February, stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I really love Coldplay, and you know what? I just saw that it's the 20th birthday of one of my favorite albums called Transatlanticism by Death Cab for Cutie, and they're one of my biggest musical influences. And so hopefully I can see them on tours. They're about to go on like a sort of like a 20th birthday for that record tour, and that's one of my favorite albums. I love BTS. That would be cool. Continuum by John Mayer. Like Toy Story. I wonder a lot of times if I have stuff in my nose or if the audience can smell my breath. Yeah. And oftentimes I'll see, like the other night when I was performing, we were in, where was I? In Thailand, or no, we were in Singapore, and I saw this kid who was like, looked like a young, like maybe he was like 12 or 13, like, you know, right around the time that I had also discovered music and started going to concerts, and he was there with his mom, and his mom was sitting there, and obviously, like, you know, took him to the show because she was like a good mom who, you know, good mom because she took him to Alec Benjamin show, but she's a good mom because she was like, you know, she cares about her kid and she's looking after him, and she's sitting there in the seat like watching him and so happy that he's so happy, and he's singing the words to every song, and it reminded me of myself, and that made me feel really good. So I think the whole show is kind of just thinking about that, like, wow, I get to do for someone what my favorite artist did for me, and that really made me feel like what I'm doing is worthwhile. You know, I'm Miley Cyrus. I'm Yours by Jason Mraz. First concert I went to was Billy Joel. Coldplay. A Backstreet Boy. Probably the first time that I played in Seoul in Korea. That has had the most influence on the music industry, Frank Ocean. I'm not in a position to be giving anybody advice. I think my future self probably could give me right now some advice, but at that point it would be too late, so probably nothing. I think it was more of a gradual thing, but I knew I wanted to learn how to play guitar after I'd gone to summer camp one summer, and all the boys there played guitar, and I kind of felt left out, and I wanted to be able to, like, the following summer participate in the musical festivities. So over the summer, or like over the year in between the summers, I learned how to play guitar, and then when I came back the following summer, I like brought my guitar and knew how to play. It was very fun.